Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 20. It is Haley and Is on the block.
Yeah.
I have been dragging today after the Nigerian wedding this past weekend. I have no energy.
Really?
It is a 2-day wedding. Friday, my flight was at 7 a.m. Regrets. Why do you do it too? Why do we think flying that early is a good idea?
You know what? For me in my head, it's like, oh, I'll have all day. I will say leaving early, I am a big fan of leaving early because I want to be home. And then usually if I fly home early, I can at least get some sleep on the flight so the flight doesn't feel as bad. But flying there, I'm like, why didn't I take the 10 a.m.? What is the difference? Nothing's open at 9 a.m. when I land anyway.
Literally me. My alarm went off Friday morning at 4:25 in the morning, and I had to start calling Ubers and Lyfts because I don't know if it's happening in Charlotte too. It's taking forever to get drivers right now in Atlanta, to the point where I was like, do I drive to the airport? Because it took over 15 minutes just to find someone to come pick me up. And then
Well,
when
you
it did,
can't
it was
schedule
15
them.
minutes away.
And you can't schedule them because if they cancel, I mean, you still have to wake up at the same time you would before because if they do cancel, then you're struggling to find a whole new Uber ride.
I did used to schedule them a lot, but lately when I've looked, it's been more expensive for me to schedule than to just wait and call one in the morning. And that's not banned. So obviously, I just wait and call one. But yeah, I was at the airport so early. I was through security by 5:25 in the morning. And I then flew up to Indianapolis, and they have a really nice airport. It was actually really clean. And there I was drinking a double Malibu and Diet Coke at 9:30 in the morning,
And
waiting for my friend to fly in who was landing around 11 because I knew it would be less judged if I was drinking in an airport at 9 a.m. than if I was out at a bar on a Friday at 9 a.m.
you say that, and I was on a flight. It was an early flight because I guess they don't really start serving alcohol until 8 a.m. at airports. And I never really noticed that, but I tried to get a drink and they're like, we're not open. And so I was like, okay, so I didn't get a drink. And then I got on the plane. The guy next to me just started talking to me and he's like, and then people were trying to order drinks at 8 a.m. I was like, yeah, I was one of those people. He was like,
Oh my god, and my flight didn't have soda on it. I was like, are Delta and Coke beefing? Because why was there no Diet Coke on the flight? So I knew once I got to the airport I needed to get some. But yeah, we then got to our hotel, checked in, and then the wedding, I think, started at 6 on Friday. We had obviously had to get ready, and it wasn't all that close, so we had to get over there. No one was told that it was outside, so it was so hot. But it was the Nigerian portion of the wedding.
mhm.
Both days of the wedding had a Nigerian portion, but this one was like full Nigerian, and it was crazy. Like the bride's family enters, and then the groom's family enters, and then the groom enters, and then the bride enters, and there's like a whole special dance for it and everything. I did enter with the bride's family.
Nice.
They were like the bride's family and friends, and I was like, me, friends, only white girl. And I was talking to them, like her family and everything, while we all are lined up. And I was like, so what do we do? And they're like, you just gotta, I was like, okay, I got this, I got this. And so then we did our little walk in, and they were like, you're doing a really good job. And I was like, thanks, I'm a natural. Then the groom enters, and I was sitting by Misha's mom, who she's an instigator. Like I'll come up with an idea and be like, should I do this? And she's like, you totally should. And I'm like, yes, Barb, this is a good idea. So groom's family's entering. Barb's like, you got to get in there. And I'm like, do I? And she's like, yeah, you do. So next thing you know, I'm also entering with them. And then at the wedding on Saturday, some girls that are like our age, I don't know them. I think they're from the groom side. They were like, how did you get to walk in with like both families? And I was like, oh, I just walked up there. They're like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, no, I just joined on my own. I wasn't invited to do that. I probably wasn't supposed to be, but I did. So
Definitely not.
I'm like,
They're gonna like resent you in family footage and be like, and this random who just ruined all of our family photos.
I'm also the only white girl, so it's very easy to see me.
Yeah.
The Nigerian night, which was fun, and luckily it didn't go too late because then the Saturday, the wedding started at 2 or 2:30. super early. So we got up, we got lunch and everything. And then it was a Catholic ceremony. So that lasted over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then there was like an hour, I want to say, in between the ceremony and cocktail hour. So me and 6 other people, we went to a trash Mexican restaurant, got margaritas and full meals, to be honest, because we learned on Friday night that we weren't on American time, we were on Nigerian time, and they were going to be late. And everything was, and it was the joke of the day. The reception yesterday started. I don't think we ended up eating dinner until like 8:39.
Oh my goodness, I'd starve.
I got a full meal of Mexican food before we even came to this because I would have been a hangry mess.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful being hungry at a wedding. And then when you're drinking like that too, you're like, this is a wreck.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. It was so extra, which is what I expected it to be. The bridesmaids all had 3 different outfits, like dress outfits.
Yeah.
The bride had 4 outfits. The dance floor had a smoke machine. It had those like firework things. It was the most extra over the top thing ever, but it was so much fun. And then I got the heck out of Indianapolis. My flight was at 9 a.m. Sunday, and I was like, get me home. And then yesterday I was a couch potato the entire day.
Yeah, I actually had a pretty low-key weekend. Friday I didn't do anything. Saturday, Austin's dad came into town, so we went like mini golfing and then lunch. And then my friend came and met up with us. I guess her and her boyfriend were having some troubles. So she's like venting, and then she came over and ordered us Taco Bell.
That fixes everything.
Yeah. I think they're okay now. I don't know. I texted her. She didn't text me back. Whatever. I guess we'll find out.
Still TBD.
Yeah, but it was so funny because I don't think I shared this, but it was one of those things. So they've been dating now for a long time, 2 years. When she first started dating him, well, she like kind of talked to this other guy. You know how it is, very casually, and I think they hooked up like once or twice, and then that was kind of the end of it. And then she met this other guy, and she went to go send him a nude photo on Snapchat, but she posted it on her story. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And the guy that she had talked to before was like, hey, Matt was like, hey, just want to let you know, like, this is on your story. And she, like, deleted it. It was only up for, like, a minute or two, but a minute or two is a long time when it's a picture you don't want up there.
Yeah. That would haunt me in my dreams.
Yeah, no. She was like, yeah, that was pretty bad. I was like, no, that was actually, like, awful. Like, that is pretty awful.
I mean, that's a life lesson of, like, just don't send nudes.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's showbiz, baby.
The other day, I was doing a workout, and I was feeling so lazy. This is very not nude related. But it was like a stretching yoga workout. And I had this thought, and I was like, God made sure I was not flexible because I'd be too strong in the world.
Yeah.
Like I would take over this world if I was flexible. And I was just sitting there doing the most basic stretches ever in so much pain. My like heart rate's elevated. And I was like, this should be easier than this actually is. And that's on God saying she can't be great.
I am kind of flexible. I'm weird flexible and weird things that people like don't realize are flexible. Like I can completely sit flat on my feet, which people can't do. And I can touch my toes, like no bending your knees. And my grandma was able to do it until the day she died. So I think I'll probably be able to do it forever.
My dad can bend over and palm the floor.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Bending his knees. I can't do that. I can't even like sit and reach for my feet. I mean, every single thing I was doing was like our friend Kristen that dances. I was like, she could do this so easily, I'm sure. And here I am struggling. Even when she found out about the pea toenails thing, she thought he was eating his toenails like off of his foot. And I was like, bruh, I was like, I can't get my foot up to my face. And she was like, oh, I can.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Hell no. I don't even think I could get close.
Yeah, no. It's actually funny you say that because I was thinking about this the other day, like hot works. I remember you were saying that Burnett was saying stretching was like the hardest class. And I was like, it's stretching. How is that hard? And I forget that other people like aren't flexible. So it makes sense if you're not flexible, then it's hard. I was like, what are you talking about? You just touch your toes. Like
No, it's not that easy. I think my weakest stretch point are my hips. And I think a lot of that's from running. I need to be better about it. Maybe that's something I'll add to my habit list so I can actually like stretch every day for like 5 minutes at least.
I need to be better about that. I want to try to do that. There's some workouts I do at the gym that I can't do, and I'll have to go like the easy route. And it's not because I can't do that. It's because my hip literally pops out of place every time I do it. And they're like, just do this. I was like, no, but if I do that, you literally hear like my hip literally, like it's the one where you like put your legs up and then stretch them out towards, you know what I'm talking about? No, like that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it just pops out. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
I can't, but mine both do.
Yeah, mine always pop out of place. So like occasionally I'll do like a workout and my hips like start popping out of place. And I'm like, okay, great. Can't do this one.
Yeah, no, I need to get a lot better about it and being flexible. But another day, another task.
I guess like New York is super crazy the week I'm supposed to be up there. Because a lot of the hotels are like, you have to do 3-night minimums. And I'm like, well, I'm there for 2 nights. And so like, I'm supposed to book it for like or organize it for like the company. And most people are staying for 3 nights. I'm only staying 2 nights because I only have one partner. They have to have 2 people they need to see.
But you're moving up there. So you technically are staying, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm not expensing an extra day and I'm not paying that out of my own pocket. There's like $500 a night right now.
Yeah, no.
But now we're all staying at the same hotel.
Do you usually not?
No. I really want to walk home hammered. Somebody be like, and run into somebody I work with. I mean,
will they already be asleep?
No, because they're in a different time zone naturally. So they're like, oh, I come home at 10 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. for them. They're up.
Oh, true. Yeah, that'll be tough. I wonder what's happening in New York when you're there.
I was like trying to Google it. I don't know. I'm wondering maybe it's like weddings.
But July?
It's not like, that's the only thing I can think of because I was like looking up concert and it was like Chief Keef. I was like, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think that's who's bringing the big crowd.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I forgot that guy even existed.
Whenever we go to New York for work, it's always during like the global presidential meeting or whatever, where like the people that run all the other countries and stuff are in New York City, all having this like big ass meeting.
Like NATO?
Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe.
Oh, wait, NATO's North American Trade Organization. Never mind.
I don't know who it is, but all I know is that there's this big ass meeting and it makes traffic awful. Hotels are insane. It makes flying up there insane. But luckily, I never have to pay for that flight or hotel or anything.
Yeah,
so.
Thank God.
And then I made our Viator. How do you even say that?
Viator? I think it's Viator.
I've always said Viator, but I've always only said it in my head. I don't think I've ever said it out loud.
I feel like it's Viator.
Maybe.
Viator? That doesn't even make sense.
We're great ambassadors.
Use our promo code for 10% off. We don't know how to spell it though.
Yeah, I made that for Chicago, New York, Atlanta. I didn't do Charlotte because I didn't know anything about Charlotte. Positano and Rome.
If you guys take the boat ride from Help, use our code for 10% off because you will be happy you saved that 10%. It was so bad. You wish you didn't pay for it at all.
When I was adding it, I was like, oh, we've never said anything good about this boat ride.
I know. When you texted me that, I was like, eh.
But I did add the architectural tour for Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I did do that one. So I was like, at least this one's a good one.
Yeah. And the ice cream museum. Unlimited ice cream.
I put that on it too. I put that. The Sky
Deck? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, maybe it is called that. I did the thing where you walk out over the glass and you can like look down and stuff too.
Yeah. I think
the basic Chicago things. Because Chicago actually has things to do, unlike Atlanta and Charlotte.
Yeah, I see people here in Charlotte, and there's this thing that just started. It's the Funny Bus. And I'm like, why would anybody pay for that?
What is it?
I guess you're just driving around in Charlotte in this, like, bus, and maybe they're telling you funny things about each city. I don't know. Or each, like, location. I don't even know.
Doesn't sound funny.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
Sounds like I'm not interested.
Yeah. The only thing I would do here, I think they have like, you know, in Nashville, they have those little trolleys that you can pedal at for like, they do those here.
Okay. Well, I might have even talked about this before. I've done one of those once. We did it in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Most of those have a motor.
Yeah.
The one I went on didn't. It was truly 100% powered by pedaling. It was miserable. All of us had our smartwatches registering workouts, and it was like, you've been working out for the last 15 minutes. And then at the back, there's always the little bench that someone sits on. And we were with a group that I'd say was like half girls, half boys. And the boys were the ones that were wanting to sit on the chairs without fucking pedals. And I was like, I'm gonna need you guys to like get some courage in here and start fucking pedaling. We were dripping. It was hot. It was Pensacola. I mean, we were on normal roads. They do. And so we stopped like not full on pedaling in the middle of an intersection. We would stop.
I can't believe y'all's just like a real thing.
Yeah, it was miserable. And I've never done one since because I think I have PTSD from that. And I think if anyone were to ever suggest doing one, I would wear a boot on my foot and say I can't pedal. Or that it had a motor, because it was not fun. It did stop at multiple bars and everything like they do, but it was just long and not enjoyable by any means.
I want to do one here for kind of like a goodbye thing, because I've always wanted to do one, but the ones here do have motors and they have like fans, but now I'm like, I think it's still too hot. Like, I don't want to be working out. Well, I don't want to be skinny. Like,
I'm just trying to drink and have fun. I'm not trying to get any sweat on.
Yeah, no, honestly. So, you know, when you're like, I've kind of been drinking a lot, but I'm like, nobody said anything, so it's okay. And then somebody says something, you're like, all right, we should get it together. That's where I'm at right now.
Where you've just been drinking often?
Yeah, and like, it's not even.
Well, you randomly got drunk in the middle of the week last week.
Yeah, Thursday. Well, that's like, I think the issue is like, I'll like drink and then I drink too much. Where like, feel like before, even if I did drink frequently, I wasn't overindulging. Now I'm like still drinking as frequently and also in larger quantities.
Not skinny at all.
Cutting back. I had 5 drinks all day Saturday, which is good for 12 hours. And I didn't spend $1, so it was really bands.
Yeah, I can't say the same just because I was at a wedding all weekend. I didn't drink Sunday, so that is good. I did have friends out at the bar, but I was like, I just need sleep. But we have so much going on, and like now that I've joined this book club that meets on Tuesdays, they drink. I didn't drink last time. I made a little mocktail and I put it in a cup so no one knew it was a mocktail and they would have just assumed I was drinking. So that was my way around that. And then Wednesday this week is basically I guess not basically, it is a holiday for a lot of people for Juneteenth. So I know a lot of people want to do something for that. And I have a dinner that I'm going to on Wednesday. So I'm like, shit, all right. Gonna need to reel in some self-control here and not drink. And then Thursday is Alive After 5.
Yeah, I'm off on Wednesday.
And then I have another wedding this upcoming Saturday.
Do you still have to go to like a welcome party and stuff on Friday?
I don't think there is a welcome party for this one. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Not that I know a wedding that doesn't have a welcome party.
Well, the issue with me is I only really know the bride at this wedding, and I'm unaware of all things always going on. So I have no idea. I don't believe so. If there is, I'm not planning on attending it. I'm unaware of it.
You can bring a friend. Open bar.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know. We'll see. I want the wedding to be kind of done and over with.
Yeah.
Like I was looking it up earlier of like what time it's at. It's not even until 5 on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, sweetly. I have my whole Saturday to myself. And then the reception starts at 6. So this is great. I can leave and go meet my friends by like 10.
Jeez.
It's just like, I don't know. Weddings, like, I guess we kind of talked about this before. Like, and it's not really your friends. It's just kind of like, okay. And I had a +1 to it, but it was all during the whole P shambles. So
the P pandemic.
Yeah, the P pandemic. And yeah, I didn't bring a +1. I could figure it out now, but like, it's too late now. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just kind of ready for it to be here and over with.
Yeah, I feel that. So my friend just got back from vacation and she went with like a couple other friends, and I think Puerto Rico. I think like she'd met one of the other girls, but they weren't like friends, but she was like good friends with the other ones. I think, I'm not sure the full dynamic of their friend situation, but she's sharing a bed with one girl and then the other two are in the other 2 beds. Well, one of the girls in the other bed, I guess, like shat herself in the bed. I don't.
And you're sure it wasn't you?
I wasn't even there. And like, she not going to be able to say the story 100% correctly, but you're all going to get the gist of it. Because I'm sure I'm missing something here or there. I guess she she noticed that she like shat herself, but she like went into the bathroom and like didn't do anything about it, essentially. my sister or somebody went back into the bathroom. There was a shit trail from the bathroom to the bedroom. It was all over the walls in the bathroom, all in the shower, all over her clothes, and obviously all over the sheets. It's like in the middle of the night. The girl basically just like, I guess, just cleans off and goes and lays down and sleeps while everybody else,
poop bed?
I don't know where she goes and sleeps, but everybody else ends up having to clean up half of this mess because it's everywhere. Obviously, it stinks. What they think happened was that the girl got drunk, shat herself, then went to bed, but like didn't fully clean herself off. Yeah, it's so gross.
I'm trying to wonder how this even happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she must have obviously been super drunk, but like, I think that would wake me up. Like, I think if I was really drunk and noticed that I had like horrible diarrhea, I would be like, my brain would wake up. You know what I mean? Sober up.
Maybe she was dreaming, and in the dream, you know, like when sometimes you're like going to sleep and like you're about to pee because you think in your dream you're on the toilet, and then like you kind of like start and you catch yourself and you like wake up and you're like, holy shit, that was close. I almost just peed. Could she have done that?
That's one theory, right? But then, okay, you did go to the bathroom then. There's obviously shit all over the bathroom. Why didn't you clean that up? Why are you leaving that for other people to clean?
Maybe she didn't realize.
Well, so I guess the next day she just acted like nothing happened.
Like, and all the other girls acted like nothing happened?
No, they were like, what the hell? And she was like, like MBD, I guess, just like,
oh hell no.
Like, just like, was just like so nonchalant about it. Like, I was like, oh, like, didn't obviously apologize. And then I think somebody ended up saying something like, it's not even the fact that you shat yourself, it's the fact that you shat yourself and then you made everybody else clean it up.
And you just didn't care. You're wearing diapers the rest of this trip.
Yeah, like, if I shat myself in the middle of the night, I'd be like, I'm gonna clean this up. Like, don't even look at me. Like,
where's my Tide to Go pen?
Yeah. Thank God I have a Tide to Go and can clean up anything.
There's shit all over the bathroom. I just need the Tide to Go pen.
You guys have no idea. This thing has saved me.
That's what you need to be an ambassador of next.
Tide to Go. When shit hits the fan, pick up Tide to Go.
Can fix anything.
I don't know what's going on with that girl. I don't think. I don't know if
she's not going to be invited on a trip again.
Yeah. She was like, don't tell anybody. And my sister is like, I'm telling everybody. Like, what do you
mean? We're actually going to announce this to the world.
But yeah, I don't know. I was like, when she told me that, I was like, that's gross. That is so gross.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't even done that.
No, I haven't even done that. And that's saying something.
Yeah. I think if that were to even happen to you, though, you would have admitted to it and you would have cleaned it up.
Yeah, definitely. Something similar did happen to me and I admitted it and cleaned it up.
But also blamed it on the dog.
I didn't blame it on the dog. The owners blamed it on the dog because they didn't want the boys to know it was me.
Where's the shower curtain?
It's in the washing machine. Dog threw up on it. I was like, yes.
You're like, yeah, that's what happens.
That was a low point in my life.
Oh my God. And on the way up to Indianapolis, somehow, because I was flying a Boeing 7 something. I don't know.
737.
I don't know which one I was on, but they all have issues, I'm pretty sure. I somehow get moved seats, and all of a sudden I'm in a emergency seat next to the window. I'm never even a window seat ever. And then the entire flight was full other than the emergency rows.
Yeah, because nobody's trusting those Boeings.
Yeah. Literally, the emergency row ahead of me had 2 people in it out of the 3 seats, and the 2 girls were 18. So, like, so young looking that the flight attendant was like, how old are you guys? Because you have to be 18 to sit in those seats. And the woman went through and was like, I need a verbal yes that you'll save people. And so we all go around yes. And so then I raised my hand and I said, excuse me, these doors aren't going to fly off in mid-flight, right? And the flight attendant was like, no, but these are windows and they won't come off unless we want them to.
You know what's a hack though about those that emergency row? It's free alcohol.
Is it really?
Yeah, I found that out. I was in one and then I was like, the people next to me were ordering a drink, like, because we were all in the, this is annoying. Okay, so I'm in the middle There's like on the left of me is like the wife and right of me is like the husband or, you know, whatever. They're just talking over me and I'm like, oh, do you guys like want to sit next to each other? And they're like, no. And like the whole time they're just like talking over me. And I'm like, yeah, this is like fine. Like, don't worry about me.
If you are in a relationship, one of you have to decide to sit in the middle.
Or if you are in a relationship, like just don't talk to each other with somebody else in the middle. Like, it's just weird. Yeah. Like a full-on blown conversation. First of all, who's having conversations on the plane? It's like
but if you do want to talk to each other, you have to sit next to each other or 100%. Pay for the damn middle seat too.
Exactly.
But you can't. That's not nice.
No,
that is not airplane etiquette. You cannot just talk over someone the entire time.
And this is how I found out there was free drinks, because then they're like, oh, can you pass me the credit card? So they'll start reaching over me too. So I'm like, this is even better. And then that's when they were like, oh, it's free drinks if you're here. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, because if this plane goes down, I have to save us all. At least I can be drunk.
But see, that's where I almost question where it's almost like those aisles shouldn't even be allowed to drink because you have to save everyone.
No, it's a liability, because if you're the it actually is so that if you do go down and you're drunk, they're like, well, they were drunk, so it's fine. It's insurance. It's like an insurance thing, you know what I mean? They can like blame it on you. That not everybody got off the plane, and then it's like, well, she was drunk. It's not our fault. Whoops.
For them, but for you, you are a bad person. Got drunk when you had a responsibility of saving people because you verbally said yes, you were prepared and willing.
So don't drink if you're in the aisle seat, or not the aisle seat, the emergency seat. This restaurant is actually kind of do something cool, and I think more restaurants should do stuff like this. On Mondays, this one restaurant, if you give the servers your phone, like they hold on to your phone during like mealtime, you get free oysters.
Interesting.
Because they want you to spend like more time like at dinner with your whomever you're at.
That also sounds like a liability.
Yeah, probably if somebody like takes your phone.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden your phone's missing, or they give back the wrong phone. I guess it's kind of like a valet.
I don't think you want your own phone back, though. It's not like you want somebody else's phone back, because somebody else's phone does nothing for you, really.
That's true. You can't even get into them these days. You don't have the password.
Yeah, and you have to go through like the whole Apple Store. It's like not even worth it. And they probably have set up baskets like this is for table 1, 2, 3, you know, whatever. So it's like probably not an issue. But I was like, I'd do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like oysters, so I wouldn't be convinced that way. But like some cheese sticks, mozzarella sticks, sign me up.
Yeah, like something. I think it'd be good. And bands. But I do love oysters. You know, it sounds like one of my biggest, least favorite things I've ever wanted to do in my entire life. And I think that I'm seeing a lot of it on TikTok, and they're trying to like make it like a fun thing to do with your friends, is like host a dinner party. First of all, I have to cook for my friends. I have to clean my apartment. Then I have to get dressed up. And then people are actually at my place, and I can't just go to bed when I want to go to bed. Like, this is like all the things I hate.
I don't know. We do our girls' dinners nights, but I don't think we've ever done one with boys.
I'm talking about like a full-on dinner party where one person cooks like the whole thing. And you all come over and you're all no, that's like, count me out on that.
No, I'm not interested. Maybe like potluck, I'm in. Everyone bring a little bit of something. But a full-on dinner party, no. Unless you're hiring a chef.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying like everybody comes over to my place. I've cooked a nice fucking meal. Which if everybody's coming over to my place to eat, like I've ordered pizza. Like I'm not cooking.
I don't think people want what you're cooking anyway.
Exactly, and therefore people wouldn't. That's why my place is the ultimate non-dinner spot place.
Also, it gets hard too, because I feel like if you're going to host a dinner party, you can't have pets.
Maybe like a cat that's like pretty.
Yeah, but cats get on the counter.
But not all cats get on the counter. I'm saying you have to have like a specific type of pet that's just like, leave me alone. I don't want to be.
Yeah, like a fish.
Maybe.
A fish or a hamster, and that's pretty much it.
Muggy generally, when she's over here, she only stays in like the guest room, so she doesn't really come out except for like at nighttime. And sometimes she'll just like sit by the doorway and like watch us watch TV. So she's like having fun from afar.
She's like, I'm watching these humans.
Yeah, she's like there, and then like she'll like hang out with me in the guest room when I'm working, but she won't like hang out.
Oh my gosh, have I told you about how the pool that we have pool parties at has issued like a warning about never having a pool party again?
Really?
Yeah, they sent this long ass email last week, basically threatened that like every resident is allowed 2 guests, and they're gonna check, they said, like fob, like scans and everything for that. If you are found to have more than those 2, It's a $750 fine.
Why are they doing that?
I guess they got enough complaints from people, and apparently it's the same people complaining. I think some old people moved into the building because overall the building's very young, but they moved in and they've just been complaining about it. But like, you should have noticed that your apartment complex is for young people, idiots.
I am always baffled when there's people in my apartment complex. Like, I live in a young area, and occasionally there'll be like a divorced dad that comes here, and like the school buses started coming to my apartment complex. Like, what is going on? And they're like, I need you guys to keep it down after 10 p.m. We live in the center of the freaking city.
And that was the thing. So like, yes, I totally understand like quiet hours and everything like that. But we're not at the pool late. We're at the pool in the middle of the day. So how are you going to, like, you can't tell me quiet hours then. We have enough people that live at this complex that honestly, I think we could still finagle to have pool parties because so many people live there that like 222, we can end up bringing at least like 12 people. Their other rule that they sent out was no speakers. And they said that goes down to like pills, like, you know, like those. They said something else. And cell phones.
Oh, yeah. Ours is a no speaker, and ours is also no thong bikini. I'm like, I was like, that's all they sell. My ass eats that thing up. Like, I didn't tell on purpose that it's a thong bikini.
No, these cheeks just be eating the fabric. Wow. Yeah, they literally, it said no cell phones. Like, you can't play music out loud on your phone.
Ours is like that, too. I mean, they don't care that we do it, but it is a rule.
Do they have music playing down at the pool?
At like level 2. Like, so you can only hear it if you're underneath the speaker. I don't know why. No. Yeah. I mean, I think part of it was because our 2 first floors are offices. The other 5 floors are apartment complexes. And like, you need to be aware of your area. Like, this is where everybody goes out. Like, have some self-awareness.
You know where your office is when you sign the lease.
Yeah, you know your audience. That actually reminds me. This was at Austin's old apartment complex, and this is like very post-college apartment. Like, this is where everybody moves in when they're like 22. And so we go to his pool, which his pool kind of sucked to begin with because the sun's gone by like 2:30. But it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, hot Saturday. But we're all still hanging out. And then out of nowhere, this family shows up for a 9-year-old's birthday party and shows up with 18 kids. And they're all like 9 years old. And they're like, can we come play with you guys? Because they're throwing the football, I guess, across the pool. And they're playing beer pong. And these 9-year-olds are literally trying to join. And then like obviously kill the whole vibe and everybody left. But like have some self-awareness. Why are you bringing a 9-year-old to like a post-college apartment complex pool?
Like, it just makes no sense. I'm still stuck on this in my head. No thong bikinis.
Yeah. But they've never like said anything. I
was gonna say, like, what are they gonna do? And then like have a picture of your ass and be like, this is too much cheek.
I'd be like, sir, you need to pay $10 for that. Like,
that's on my OnlyFans, okay? Even Target's bikinis are getting smaller and smaller. What do they want from us?
I think it's weird though. So, and this isn't obvious in a rule that should be implemented is like no dogs in the pool. And this girl shows up with her little wiener dog, and she's just swimming around the pool, which, like, I get your dog is small, but, like, get that thing out.
Yeah, that was also part of the email we got sent. Well, I don't even live there, so I didn't get sent the email. I got sent screenshots of it. But that was part of the email, too, of, like, we want to reiterate no pets in the pool, blah, 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 because I guess apparently some people allowed their pets go in the pool.
I've noticed.
No one part of our group.
Right. I've noticed it's always small dog owners that they think they can get away with more of these things because their dogs are small. And I'm like, it's still dog.
Well, like, someone did tell me that P would let his dog in the pool.
Yeah, well, he's also an idiot and eats his toenails, so.
Yeah, she was like, he would allow him to, and this girl that told me, and I was like, I never saw it happen, so it wasn't something I was involved in, but it doesn't surprise me because I'd see him not pick up his dog's poop.
He reminds me of one of those people that literally thinks that their dog is like above everybody else. Like,
well, yeah, he thinks that about himself too.
Yeah, so I mean, but then he eats his own toenails, and it's like, dude, foot mouth. Yikes.
Disgusting. But he's dead to us all now because we're all blocked on Instagram.
Yeah. Honestly, he probably still listens.
Have I told you that he went in and unrated our podcast?
No.
It had to be him. So we have had 13 reviews for the longest time. And we've had 13 5-star reviews. Obviously, we're 5 stars. Amazing. When we first broke up, and I think it was when episode 14 came out, all of a sudden our reviews changed. We still had 13, but all of a sudden we had 4.7 stars.
Yes.
And I put in the math of 12 5 stars, 1 1 star, and that comes out 4.7. So it had to be him. I don't know who else it would have been that changed their review and everything. That's psychotic.
That's what he like went out of his way, had to go to the end of the podcast, listen to this whole episode so he could review it and give it a 1.
To re-review it.
It's honestly kind of, I almost respect the pettiness, because imagine listening to your ex for 45 minutes just so you can give him a 1 star.
I mean, what? I mean, rude. We still have 4.7, and if you guys are listening and you haven't rated us yet, go give us a 5 so we can get it up back. But I was just like, this is ridiculous.
The sad part of the thing is like we can never now be a 5-star. Like he really
I know. It's heartbreaking.
I want to say, do you have his password? Just log into his Spotify account. It's probably Forrest123! Exclamation mark.
It's the ex-girlfriend's name, like love of my life. LOML.
LOML. I less than 3 you.
Oh my god, yeah. I can be petty, but not that petty. I just don't have the time in the day.
You know, some people have extra time out there, but we're not one of them. We're working.
We're 2 girls with 2 jobs.
2 girls, 1 pod.
1 pod internship, 2 real jobs.
But use Vider and we'll get paid.
It actually is an 8% commission, so not that bad.
Oh, that's not bad. That's like $3 each. I cannot even get a gas tank or a tank of gas. Dude, I actually saw the other day.
This pod has gone off the edge.
I actually saw the other day, but on the airport, I was like $2.99.
Wow, I got some for $3.13 the other day. I was pretty happy about that.
$3.14, yeah, that's pretty good. It's like $3.49 over here.
Yeah, I think it's something like that up here too. Oh shit, I forgot my gas light came on.
Dude, mine too.
That unbans life. I'm never leaving my house again.
I also don't pass a gas station to and from the gym, so it's kind of like, sounds like a you problem, Austin.
Sorry, only go to the gym and back.
Yeah. And it's unbans of me to go out of my way to find a gas station. Well, I think on that note,
that is it. We are closing out here, and we will talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Don't forget us to give us 5 stars.